Good morning, children. Let us start with today's thought. Keep going. Everything you need will come to you at the perfect time. Let us continue lesson 17, My Upbringing. In the previous video, we have learned that while growing up, we learn many things. This learning leads to development of certain habits, likes and dislikes, which shapes our views and thoughts. This process is known as upbringing. Our parents and close relatives play an important part in our upbringing. Right, children? Let us continue with the remaining part. Do you know? Baba Amte spent his entire life in social service. Children, entire means whole life. Social service means service of people. That is Samaj Karya in Marathi. His lifelong goal was to serve people suffering from leprosy. Leprosy is a skin disease and also other handicapped people. Children, handicap means Divyang in Marathi. And to help them stand on their own feet means to make them able to earn their livelihood. In this mission, he was helped immensely by his wife Sadhna Tai. His work is being carried on by his sons and his daughters-in-law. Now, even the third generation of the Amte family is carrying on this mission. This example of social service carried on relentlessly by 3 generations of a family is really inspiring. Children, 3 generations, that is Tisri PD. Children, inspiring means motivating, encouraging, that is Prerna-dayi. We learn many things from our friends too. Everything that we learn is not taught to us by somebody. We pick up many things through observation and through exposure. Children, observation means by monitoring or noticing it closely. That is Nirikshan in Marathi. And exposure means by experiencing something. We closely observe our friends, right, in school. How do our friends speak? What clothes do they wear? What games do they play? How do they study? We pick up many of these things unconsciously. Children, unconsciously means without being aware of what we are doing. Many times we also begin to behave like our friends. Isn't it? You must have learned many things from your friends. You also like what they do, right, children? This is how we learn many things from our friends. Here we have example of children how they learned different things from their friends. These parents have come for a parent-teacher meeting at school. See what they say to each other. Renuka's mother says, earlier, Renuka never ate her vegetables. Now that she has started going to school, she eats everything without a fuss. Children, Renuka learned to eat variety of vegetables given in her tiffin in school. Let us see what Zoya's mother says. Ever since Zoya, Shilpa and Gail have become friends, they ride their bicycles together every evening. I am happy that they all get enough exercise. As Zoya has become friends with Shilpa and Gail, three of them ride their bicycles every evening, which helps in exercise too. Let us see what Prathamesh father says. Ever since Prathamesh has become friends with Salman and Bowman, he has started taking a lot of interest in maths. Children, you must have learned many things from your friends too, right? Isn't it? Influence of our neighbors. We are influenced by other people around us just as we are influenced by our friends. Children, influence means having an effect. That is prabhav in Marathi. We meet our neighbors every day for some reason or other. Children, neighbors means people staying beside our home. That is shezari in Marathi. We observe their ways of behaving, speech and eating habits from up close. This too has an influence on our upbringing. If people from another place happen to be our neighbors, we naturally get to know about their food and festivals, which may be different from ours. Children, sometimes our neighbors come from other places, so their food habits may be different. They must be wearing different kinds of clothes. They must be talking different language. They are celebrating different festivals from ours. As we stay in the same locality, we become familiar with their festivals, food habits, clothing, language, etc. This is how we become familiar with diversity. Children, diversity means variety. That is vividta in Marathi. Many of our neighbors know us from our childhood. As we are staying in the same locality, many of our neighbors know us from our childhood. They too feel affectionate towards us. We learn some good habits from our neighbors too. Our neighbors also influence our upbringing. Children, like friends, our neighbors also influence our upbringing. We have an effect of our neighbors too in our upbringing. Here are some examples of neighbors who has influenced some children. Let's see. Pratap says, "This is my neighbor. He likes to go for walks every morning. I call him Azoba. Sometimes I go to the hill with him." Supriya says, "Didi living next to us loves to read. She often gives me nice storybooks to read." Supriya has developed reading habit due to her neighbor. Hina says, "This is my neighbor. She is very old. Even then, she sweeps her front yard every day without fail." Children, front yard means the place in front of our house. She does her own work herself. Because of her, I realize that we all must be self-reliant. Children, self-reliant means doing our work on our own without any help from others. Right, children? We have completed the lesson here. Let us revise what we have studied. The many things we learn as we grow up together make our upbringing. Our parents and close relatives play an important part in our upbringing. We also learn many things from our friends and neighbors. We learn from the conscious efforts taken to make us good people. We also learn through observation and exposure. Children, you have to read the lesson thoroughly. See you in the next video. Till then, happy learning.